Continue with chemistry. Second law of thermodynamics. We have completed zeroth law and first law. In the first law, we studied about enthalpy, heat. Okay, heat of combustion, many heat. We did derivation, Born-Haber cycle, that and all we studied. Okay, so now this is second law of thermodynamics. Okay, so why do we need second law of thermodynamics? Why do we need the second law? Zeroth law and first law is not enough. Why it is not enough? Why we need the second law? Okay, the first law of thermodynamics, it is stating that energy is conserved. Okay, according to first law, energy is conserved. Energy is conserved means what? Total energy is same. Okay, that means when the process is taking place, before the process and after the process, the heat energy will be same. That is no transfer of, no change in the heat energy. So this is the first law. Okay, but some natural processes are there, some spontaneous processes are there. Okay, for example, if you keep a hot water, okay, a hot water glass, you are keeping it here in this room. After some time, what will happen? Will the water remain hot? The heat from the water, it is lost to the surroundings. The heat will go to the surroundings and the hot water will become cold water. This is a spontaneous process. Spontaneous process means it happens automatically. Yes or no? So in this type of process, there is change in energy. Yes or no? The heat energy was there, but after that the heat energy disappeared. So for the spontaneous processes, we have to give another law. That law is called as the second law of thermodynamics. The second law is applicable for all the spontaneous process. Spontaneous process means the process which takes place automatically or naturally or very fastly. Okay, so now what are the various statements of second law of thermodynamics? Before going to the statements, you must know an important term. In first law, we studied about the term enthalpy. Similarly, for the second law, we must learn the term entropy. Okay, we must learn the term entropy. Okay, so write down. It is a measure of molecular disorder, or we can also say randomness of a system. Entropy, the symbol is yes. See, spontaneous process I told. Spontaneous process means what? The process which takes place automatically. Okay, so or it takes place fast. Fast means we will say it takes place randomly. Okay, so how much randomly a system is taking place, a reaction is taking place, that measurement is called as entropy. It is a measurement of the randomness in the system. Okay, or the automaticness, okay, or the natural spontaneity of the system. The symbol is yes. The SI unit of entropy is joules Kelvin inverse. Entropy formula is S is equal to Q by T, heat by temperature. So ds means change in entropy will be dQ by T. Okay, now we will move to the different statements of the second law of thermodynamics. Each statement is a 3-mark question. Okay, each statement is a 3-mark question. So, second law, various statements of the second law of thermodynamics. The first statement is called as entropy statement. The first statement is called as the entropy statement. Suppose if they ask, they write the entropy statement, means you have to write this entropy statement. Okay. So what is this statement? Write down. The entropy of a isolated system increases during a spontaneous process. During a spontaneous process. Entropy na enadhu? Randomness. Okay, or the molecular disorderness. Molecules will be arranged in one order. Suppose if you take water na, in this the water molecules will be arranged in one order. Okay, when you heat, what will happen? The molecules will start moving here and there. So the disorderness will take place. Okay, so what entropy statement is telling? If the process is a spontaneous process means if the process is taking place very fast, or if it is taking place automatically, then there will be more entropy. More entropy means more disorderness. Okay, so for the spontaneous process, the disorderness will be more. That is what is called as the entropy statement. Okay, so how it is denoted for irreversible process? Irreversible process. See, the entropy is increasing, we are telling. Entropy is increasing means entropy is changing. Okay, change in entropy. Okay, but it is increasing. Increasing means it will be greater than 0. So delta S will be greater than 0 for a spontaneous process. For a spontaneous process. Okay, so the total entropy will be greater than the entropy of the system plus the entropy of the surroundings. Okay, entropy of the system, and suppose hot water is there. This is the system, this is the surroundings. So when you add these two, this addition value will be lesser than the total entropy value. Okay, this is for the irreversible process. For reversible process, delta S of the system will be equal to minus delta S of the surroundings. Okay, so delta S of the system is equal to minus delta S of the surroundings, means when you substitute this here, what will happen? Instead of delta S of the system, I will substitute minus delta S of the surroundings. Minus delta S surroundings plus delta S surroundings, it will become 0. So delta S total will be equal to 0 for a reversible process. For an irreversible process, it will be greater than 0. So if they ask entropy statement, you have to write this fully. Okay, so this is a 3-mark question. Now the second statement for the second law of thermodynamics. In the college, if you take chemistry out of interest, each statement will be a separate lesson. Okay, thermodynamics is a separate subject in chemistry, in that each statement will be a lesson. Okay, so the second statement is Kelvin Planck statement. Kelvin Planck statement. This statement is very easy and it is a very famous statement also. First I will write the statement. Consider a fan. Okay. In fan, what is happening? We are providing electric energy. Okay. The electric energy is converted into mechanical energy. Okay. Can you say that all the electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy? No. Some energy will be wasted. How it will be wasted? Some energy will be wasted as heat energy. That because of that only when you touch the fan, it will be very hot. Okay. Suppose if you take a bulb, the electrical energy is converted into light energy. Okay. Here also some energy is wasted in the form of heat. Okay. Now I am going to consider one system. This system, it is going to convert the heat energy into work. Okay. All the heat energy will not change into work. Definitely some amount of heat energy will be wasted. Okay. So that is what is Kelvin's Planck statement. There is no system which will convert all the heat energy into work. Okay, we cannot create a perfect system. Okay, whatever heat energy you give, some amount of heat energy will be wasted only. Okay, all the heat energy can never be converted into work by a system. That is what is the Kelvin Planck statement. Okay, so write down. Yeah. Kelvin is the scientist who invented Kelvin scale. 0 degrees Celsius is equal to 273 Kelvin. Planck is the scientist who introduced Planck's constant. Planck's constant H is equal to 6.624 into 10 power minus 34. Write 10 times imposition. You only, Aditya. It is impossible to construct a machine that absorbs heat from a hot source and converts it completely into work. So we can never construct a machine which will absorb all the heat energy and it will convert it into work. Always all the heat energy can never be converted into work. Always there will be some wastage. Okay, understood? So that means the efficiency means the capacity of the machine can never be equal to 100%. Okay, efficiency can never be equal to 100%. So the formula for efficiency is given by this Kelvin and Planck. Efficiency is equal to work performed divided by heat absorbed. Work performed divided by heat absorbed. Suppose this system is a very hot system. This system is a very cold system. Okay, these two systems I am keeping it near. What will happen? This hot heat from the hot system will get will get transferred to the cold system. This will also get heated. Yes or no? Or what will happen? The cold will get converted, will get transferred to the hot system. Can you say all the heat is getting transferred? No. Some amount of heat will be lost to the surroundings also. Yes or no? So that is what we are telling. A machine cannot convert all the heat to work. Always some amount of heat will be wasted. So that efficiency is given by work performed divided by heat absorbed. Efficiency symbol is eta. This symbol is eta. Ata illa eta. Tingiradile iru. Eta is equal to QH minus QC divided by QH. Okay, QH means heat of the, H means hot body, QC means heat of the cold body. So heat of the hot reservoir. QC means heat of the cold reservoir. So efficiency, it can never be 100%. 100% means eta value can never be equal to 1. So eta value will always be 1 minus, you can take this, you can write it as 1 minus QC by QH. Yes or no? 1 minus QC by QH. Okay, you know that delta S total is equal to delta S system plus delta S surroundings. For the reversible process, we already studied in the entropy statement. For reversible process, delta S total will be equal to 0. Okay. So delta S total, what is the formula for delta S? What is the formula for delta S? Entropy. Sonnene. S is equal to Q by T. So ds will be equal to dq by T. So instead of D, I am writing delta here, no problem. So delta S will be equal to delta Q by T. Okay. So delta S total is equal to 0. This is equal to 0 means this one also will be equal to 0. So delta S system plus delta S surroundings will be equal to 0. Delta S system is equal to minus delta S surroundings. Okay, what is the delta S formula?
Delta Q by T.
Delta Q divided by T. Okay. So this is system. System means, I told you, hot body is there, cold body is there. This hot body only is having the heat. So this is the system. So I am writing QH, TH. So which is in the surrounding? This cold body is in the surrounding of this hot body. So I am writing it as minus delta Q. Surroundings means it is the cold body divided by TC. So cross multiply, what you will get? TC by TH is equal to minus delta QC divided by delta QH. Okay, so you can remove this delta also. So TC by TH is equal to minus QC by QH. So minus QC by QH. Here you see efficiency formula, we have this minus QC by QH. If you take this n this side, you can write minus QC by QH is equal to eta minus 1. Okay, so substitute this here. What I will get? I will get TC by TH is equal to eta minus 1. Okay, or if I take this minus 1 this side, what I will get? Eta is equal to 1 plus Tc by Th. புரிஞ்சுதா? So efficiency cannot be equal to 1. So this efficiency value, it will always be less than 1. Okay. So here minus QC by QH we are taken. So here minus QC by QH. Okay. So instead of that we are writing eta minus 1. So this step is not given in the book, so no need to write. So eta value always it will be less than 1. So in percentage also we can write efficiency in percentage. Efficiency in percentage means you have to multiply that into 100. So I will get 1 minus Tc by Th into 100. So with this, the second statement is getting over. Now this third statement. Next, the third statement, Clausius statement of thermodynamics. For this statement, there is no derivation, only statement is given. Okay. Now, listen here. I have taken two reservoirs, two systems. This is hot system, this is cold system. Automatically, what will happen? Heat will transfer from hot to cold. Okay, this is a spontaneous process. We need not do any work. Summa kita kita vachale, the heat will get transferred. Okay, but suppose if you want to transfer the heat, cold kadayadu, heat from the cold system to hot system, what you should do? You should do some work. This heat will automatically get transferred here. Again, if you want to transfer this heat from the cold system to hot system, we have to do some work. From cold system to hot system, the heat will not transfer automatically. We have to do some work. Okay, so that is what is the Clausius statement. It is impossible to transfer heat from a cold reservoir to hot reservoir without doing some work. Okay, so with this the Clausius statement is getting over. These are the three statements of the second law of thermodynamics. The next one is units of entropy. Units of entropy is a very important 3-mark question. Okay, so each statement is a 3-mark question. Unit of entropy is also a 3-mark question. So what is the formula for entropy? Q by T. So what is the formula unit for Q? Heat energy. It is joules and T is Kelvin. So unit for entropy is joules per Kelvin. Okay, this is the SI unit for entropy. Okay, so with this I am stopping today's class. Remaining, this is entropy we have studied. Next one is standard entropy we have to study. And then in the first law we studied heat of fusion, heat of vaporization, heat of combustion, everything. Same thing after standard entropy we will be studying entropy of fusion, entropy of vaporization, entropy of formation, everything. And then we will move on to the third law of thermodynamics. There, like enthalpy, entropy, we will be studying one more term. With that, this lesson will get over. Okay, and then we have to do problems.